You can't hear me. Ah, how about that? Can you hear me now? No.
Now, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
You can hear me. One second. Okay, the speaker is on. You should be able to hear me okay.
I hear you now.
Okay. So we're in the SIFRA Ditzniuta today. In the back, Simon Yud Zion. You'll see some of the ideas that we are looking at. Let's look at there's a little, well, we'll read, start at the top in Yud Zion. It says, V'totze ha'aretz Desheh. It's quoting this little part here. Avira nafik nitzutza is damen. So we're still back. I'm still back personally on the word avira. What does the avira actually refer to? Some avira comes out, and then they had this concept about nitzutza, and we had a little introduction to possibilities of what they mean. Okay, then it says in this blurb underneath it, he says, "V'totze haaretz Desheh." It's going to talk about that. That's number aleph. Well, that's the way he phrases it. He shows it. We're going to get to another section, which is the Amosai Kad Shema Isnita. That one. Now we've dealt with that in this one and in the previous one. And then the number Gimel, he says, Vira Nafik. V'nitzutza is damen. So he broke this up into three different kinds of looking at this, and so we'll go begin right now with number aleph. Number aleph said v'bira apostle v'totze haaretz Desheh. He said v'chamuva b'sifra ditzniut kan yesh devar mihu hanikra kan eretz. It's interesting. Mihu hadesha. Who's the desha? Who's the eretz? Who's the desha? Chayishotim haaretz that's coming out of this eretz. It's not just simple. He says there's a bunch of different ideas. One is Ray Babir Hamashula the Rizal. Shinizbar al P Shar Marmari Rashbikan. He said the Eretz he Ima. So Hanikrat's Eretz Elyona. So he says Benuk that she is the mother, or let's say she brings them out. And they crime Desheh. So the children are called Desheh. And Iri Khan, he said, episode Yitzias, the latest Zer Venuk Mimei Ima. That's what this talks about when we say Betotze Aretz Desheh. That's the easiest idea. We're just going to bop down here to number aleph, and he has a comment on that. And he says, "Rei b'shar ma'amari Rashbi," and he's going to quote. He said, "V'zecha b'masha Amar b'sifra tziniuta Betotze Aretz Desheh." Amosai kad shema isnita. So then he says, when the name is planted. So then they're coming out now. In the cave, and I'm not sure exactly what that said. He said that the name is planted, and as a result of that, you have zochav in the cave. So he said that's a part. He says it doesn't describe how the nekeva came out, but then they're both born out at the same time, I guess. V'hotziha aretz Desheh, so she brings Desheh ad kan. That's supposed to be the idea. Desheh is the children, is Zohar v'nok, Ein Sham, v'rei Mashin is boyer, b'ha'aros. Okay, so let's go on to number bet up above. Number bet up above says, Ka'ayin zecher v'rei b'bir ha'meshulta l'fiyah gruah. Shinizbayer the Eretz he ima hanikbus Eretz Elyona. So we just said this. She just used that line again. This is the Gra. Shalotzir Zer Anpen brought up Zer Anpen. V'irei kan besod yitzias v'leilas teisha tikuni dikna the Zer Anpen. Now this is a part he's going to get to again. He says that this is actually talking about bringing out what? The 9 tikunim of the dikna of Zer Anpen. Shehem hanikroim Desheh. Okay, it doesn't say why they would be called that. It's a statement. So he says that's according to the Milshul, that's according to the Gra. So now he comes over here and he says on number Gimel, let me see if I can get a better focus, 1 second. So he says, Rei Ba'or Yochai, look over there, Shabir the Eretz, who dikna the Erik Anpen. So now what's this got to do with Eretz? Got to do with the beard, but here he's was saying he's shahotzi as tikuni gogol to the zer anpen, that this beard, he says it causes to come out the tikunim with the gogol to the zer anpen. And his karam b'hemshech SIFRA d'tzniuta. We're going to get to that when we get to the next. I don't know. He says a previous simon. Sif Test Zion. I'm a little mixed up of which one is which, but I think it is the next one, really, actually. Shem Nekroim Desheh. What is that? What's called the Desheh Shahotziah as Tikuni Gil, the Tikuni Gilgol to the Zer Anpen. Now, yesterday, in his notes, he talked about the Makifim, and they've been causing the Gugolta, the shaping of the Gugolta of, or I don't know, the shaping formation, I don't know which, of Zerampen. Over here, he's saying that something else. He says, "Haniskarim behemshech SIFRA d'tzniut shehem nekroim Desheh misad his pashtusim me'erik anpen." The fact, why are they called Desheh? Because where they come from is Erik Anpen. Erik Anpen going to Zer Anpen. So how is this called Desheh? So let's find out if he has anything. V'taskil beferish tikuni zer anpen. So let's begin with the tikunim. He's talking about the beard, I guess, of zer anpen. And he says, v'hainu omrim v'totze ha'aretz Desheh. V'inin ki ha'aretz, when we use this phrase, ha'aretz, he says, hainu sod dikna de Erik Anpen. The ha'aretz, he says, is the beard of Erik Anpen. Now you see they can take the words. I don't know how we get such a diverse look at this. So a bunch of strains of just like any other limud. I guess he said, "V'ha'inyan ki ha'aretz hainu besod dikna de Erik de Erich could frishna ha'el." So the pasuk Eretz lo avar ba ish lo shav adam sham, and nobody lived there, nobody stayed there. So what's that phrase? That's a very mysterious phrase. The whole thing. So the pasuk Eretz, which now he's saying is the beard of Erik Anpen, 13 tikuni dikna of Erik Anpen, and he says lo avar ba ish lo yashiv adam sham. For Hashtaka Omer, they're saying like this: Ki sod b'chinas ha'aretz. The secret of this phrase ha'aretz, hahu, hahi. He says motzia mitzius and mispashet and mitztayer, that it brings out, causes the formation of something real or something more physical. Motzia mitzius mispashet mitztayer, which spreads and forms, it starts to form itself, and forms and is formed up. The Hainu Desheh. Now what is that? What is coming out? What is forming up? He says that's what Desheh is. Now I think pretty much they're all agreeing that Desheh means something that comes out of something, because v'totze haaretz Desheh. The question is, what's haaretz? What's Desheh? His pashtus atzilus mekaser elyon. So this is talking about this. Coming from the Keser Elyon, which is Erik Anpen, El Sod Zer Anpen, to the secret of some creation, which is going to be Zer Anpen. V'hainu Sod Shem Yaakov. Now, this is coming from me. This is outer space. Where this come from? But he says this is the concept of Chochmah, Bina, and Das. Right. This is let's just read it one more time. So he says Hainu Desheh is the hispashtos of Atzilus Mekeser Elyon Ad Sod Zer Anpen. That's what Desheh means. So previously he was talking about the beard of Zer Anpen and Erik Anpen. V'hainu Besod Shem Yaakov, which is the name of the Mohin. Mushrash Lamala, which has trying to tell us that this has a root which is up above. I'm not sure which up above he's talking about. So he takes from Erik Anpen. In other words, this is what's coming now in Olam Atzilus, which is the Olam of beginning of reality. He said, Hashem Yaakov Meshur Shlamala, Kodesh Baruch Hu Nota the Mata Bebekoma. Where's their place? Behind the Sod Pashta Tikuni Erik Anpen. So now he spells it out. He says the spread of the tikkunim of the beard of Eric Ampen, which we know this is the place of the main, I would say, hismatos of light that's going to make it possible for Zer Anpin to makabel that light. So he said, "Kodesh Baruch Hu na'atach alamat bebekomo, v'hainu sodish pastros tikuni arich Anpin abesod et silos." Erich Anpin is the source of it. Is its silus? I don't know if it's the background of its silus. I don't understand how to understand it, but it is in fact Erich Anpin, and the source is its silus. It's the core. Zer Anpin. Let me read it again. Maybe it says the Hainu Sod Ishpastus Tikuni Erich Arich. So that silus Zer Anpin. And I read it wrong. So it's in the secret of the fact of the development out away from Zeranpin of a layer called Zeranpin. Adkan. Sometimes I use the word layer. I don't know if it's the right word. Adkan. Ayin Sham V'rei Od B'Devarav Muvos L'Cholon. We're going to see more of this. It's going to come back again. So now let's go to some other ones. Number Dalet. Number Dalet says Nahadras Melech. Also Yafashah. Bi'arach V'kan De Eretz is Malchus. He Malchus. Now that's what I thought we got from the intro. Malchus Nikras B'Kol Makom Eretz, and it's always called by this name Eretz. I'm going to read through this paragraph because there's lots of notes on it. Or maybe I'll do number Gimel. Let's look at number Gimel. It's called Eretz. Malchus is called Eretz. So he says in number Gimel down below, he says, I skipped number Bet. He says, Gimel Rei Gam Beferish HaTalmud. He says also, the Nivir Shemeforish the Eretz Koi Al Hamalchus Sheholedes Shefa Hanikra Desheh Ein Sham Sheholida Shefa Hanikra Desheh Ein Sham. So he says Shemeforish that Eretz refers to Malchus. Malchus brings out this Desheh. That's what he seems to say. Sheholeda Malchus brings forth Shefa Hanikra Desheh Ein Sham Mihu. He says, but if you go over there, it's missing a little bit of the language. Okay, so that maybe something that was helpful. Let's see. Let's go on to where was number Gimel? Way over here. Okay. So he says, Bahadras Melech v'Yafashan b'Yarek Khan ve'Eretz hicha Malchus hanikras b'Kol Makom Eretz. Shalotzia v'Holeda Neshamas Kedushos Nikroim Desheh. So this is the Malchus that brings first. Now we understand what he meant. He gets first Desheh. So he says, let's look number 4 down below. Number 4, and we'll go to these are all small. Rabbi Sefer Shari Ha'idra Aliyah Shav, I guess. So Khan. Shabir Bezech V'Zel L'Shon Metzino Shadeshe He Kinui L'Neshamos. Now this is a different mahalach. It means that what actually comes out is going to wind up inside of us, and everything else that the pneumius of the Ein Sof is inside of. Metzino Rav Shadeshe Hu Kinui L'Neshamos is a kinui to the Neshamos. B'Tikuni Zohar, he says over there, Asavim ve'ilunin inun nishmasin the tzadikai. So he wants to say that that's what you're talking about. You're talking about neshamos. That's what this is talking about. So reading after number Daled up above, he says, so giving a little flavor, v'tolas neshamas kedusha nekroim deshes v'choleda v'shayachas inyan zecha the kan. So it really refers to here, right? Why? Rei Bahadras Melech is zecha shabir lefi darko. La'el, the Iri bebitl memshalas hadinim v'haklipos. That this is what's really talking about is the bittul of the control of dinim, because we live in a world of dinim, and the klipos that go along with them, because we're constantly, as we see in other places, we're constantly tempted. But the zera bebir kan od, and so explains further over here. Ki bebitl haklipos, that when you nullify the klipos, azay yecholach malchus lahodid as a neshamas of kedushas on sham. So this is what he wants to focus at. He said this ability to be able to knock out or bevato the klipos allows for other than the neshamas to come out. He means the holding the shamos. Now there's a little hay here. How much time we got? Okay, we got time. Okay, let's look at hay down at the bottom. He says on this phrase that this is the knockout blow, and when I get back, I want to take pictures, a little picture of the Rashash on Kriya Shemal Lamita. I just want to say that just get an idea of what some of the defenses are that we have to that what we try to employ to knock this stuff down. But here he's talking about that's what the knocking the outside influences, the klipos and the dinim, suppressing them is very important for the bringing out the neshamas chadashos. Let's go on. Ray Bechadras Melech Sham, this is number Hey down below, Betoch Devarav, so in the middle of what he was saying, he writes this. Misham Ariducha, from there he quotes this pasuk, from there I will bring you down. Lotis Gaver Mem Shalos Adin Od. Is battle because it is nullified. And then the sequence is V'oz Ta'asiyah Aretz Shihah Malchus, then Malchus. So it's not, it is going to bring out Desheh. Neshamas Kedushos. Ki Gorish Mishuhu Lepesach Chatas Rovetz, because he sends away, however your ability to do that is, sends away the Pesach, all the things that are waiting around, let's say, the opening of the womb to get a hold of those neshamos. But you have to beat them back. Is decay a mashkana, and it purifies the holy place. So I guess the holy place is malchus, or what's coming out of it. So he said, "B'ratzon alombar." I think I can't see it that well. Shehoisa achizas haklipos b'pesach yisod hanukva. They spells it out. So the klipos, the false ideas, the energy that they need is right inside of the womb. So the fact that they hold on to that place at the Pesach of Yisod the Nukva, because we realize this is a very powerful place. Shehu Makom Hanashamos, and that's the reason why it's so powerful, because it has all the future. It has the Neshamos, Shehu Sod the Pesach Chotas Rovetz. This is the concept that they're hovering around there, and that's where they hang out. Pa'ata is the key, but now it's purified. V'nitahir. He said Hamishkan. And now, though, the Mishkan, which he's apparently analogizing to the Pesach of the Yisod of the Nukva. I think he said the Nukva. Hamishkan shehi Nukva, yeah, the Muknikva. V'Ravashor she'inu Rei B'Shar HaKavana. So look over there. V'Zel L'Shana B'Toch Devar V'Lechein HaNukva Eini Yechol L'Leilit. She can't give birth. She can't bring them out. What does Leida mean? He says Leida means Hanashama. Hanashama is a Kedusha. She can't bring out Kedusha. And he means the aspect inside of us that could reveal it. The She'im Taled Yisachs, because if she does, in this situation, where you have all this shmutz around the Pesach of the place where the birth comes out, Yisachs Ba'Chitzonim Ba'osam and Neshama, so the Chitzonim will get a hold of them. Asher Oz Besocha, they're inside of her, Besoda view that went around, I guess, or her at that time, Besoda Eber, that is the Desheh that's going to come out, is in the sea, is gestating. It's inside. But Tzeitzim now they're going to go, but Pesach Rachma, when they're coming out of the opening of her womb, Yes Achsa Bechem Besod the Pesach Chotos Rodes. She's right now in a situation of continence. Continence means that she doesn't have the consciousness to be able to fight it back. So, but in any case, it's really talking in that particular piece where we said over there, and what it looks like SHIUR. He says as a publication of Livorno. So he raved gam be'otzer berurim arzanod there b'shem mahadras melech. Let's move on. That was number hey, and with our tremendous amount of time remaining, we'll just go into this. After number hey, it says ubiyafashah bir lefi adarko loholon. The high Rechabekan B'Chamshachas Mochen the godless. This is really not talking about that, which is previously was a defensive idea, or the idea that the Pesach Chatlas rovates. He says we're talking about something else. Shar Bir Lefi Darko. He said the I Rechabekan B'Chamshachas Mochen the godless. This is what it's really talking about. Bring out this Desheh. And there's a little vav on this. We might as well pick it up and see what it says. He says, Rabbi Yochai says, let the Aretz bring out Desheh, Pirush, Malchus Nukvid is there Anpin. He's talking about Malchus. But in the phrase that he also uses, Nukvid is there Anpin, Sheyesh La Koach, she has the ability to hold the neshamos. Okay, we agree with what's said above. Amasai, Ru'uya HaMalchus, the holy neshama. He says, Kad Shama, or Shema, Kad Shema Rotzelomar. Oh, so he actually is giving us the solution. The solution is to bring the Yud K Vav K. If you have the Chotos is at the Pesach and you're really in a place of Ervo, which is prime place for the other side, how in fact do you nullify that? And he says Kad Shema is Isnata. He says Kad Shema Rotzalomer Kad Shema Kedisha who is there Anpin. Hanikra Havaya, which is called by the name Yudke Vavke, is Nata, Miss Shemekabo Mochin, the goddess that receives those goats of Namaz, and that's when the Klipa can no longer be there. So Adkan, Ein Sham, so look over there. So we have just a couple more minutes, or maybe we have no time, but I'll read this one thing, number Hey up above. And it says like this, and we'll get to number Zion, that's it. So he says, Re Bezohar should be the fi darko, the ire kan, the pneumius yisod the nukva. Now, this is a really microscopic view, and he says, pneumius, you have to go to pneumius yisod of the nukva. I think this is number Zion. Number Zion down below says this, Umashma the dibra Zohar Chaysham. The Inyan Zera B'Shayach Khan is really talking about here. What's talking about here? Mishum the Hemshech SIFRA Tzniut, as it goes on, Ira B'Tikuni Gugolter starts talking about the building of the head of Zeranpin. Shehu B'Koach Kli V'Rucha. So here's a phrase Kli, and it has a ruach inside of it. So it's like ner, like nefesh and ruach. Barucha, the Pneumius Yisod De'ima. That has a lot more to be said about what's going on. The Pneumius Yisod De'ima, which is where this Desheh, whatever we're talking about, this Desheh is located, I think. Yisod De'ima, Besod Avira V'Nitzutza. Oh, that's something else, even more Panini. So when he says Pneumius, he's really talking about Ruchnius. So he's talking about there's something inside, and we'll go back over it, Mitzvah Shem, tomorrow. Thank you for learning with me today, Rabbi.
Thank you.
Gotcha.